Donald Trump thinks the climate's going to start cooling. Science just doesn't know it yet. You know he said that, right? I can play the clip. You want to hear it?
Wait, say it again. You said it a little fast.
Yeah, he said the climate's going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet.
Okay, well, I understand that Trump sometimes just rattles off at the mouth and doesn't say like the most intelligent things.
Wait,
that definitely does
That's not just like a rattle out of the mouth.
25.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
I mean, there's several reasons, I feel like. I
That
mean,
being?
mainly I just think that he's handling the border better. I think that there's better things with that. I mean, a lot of people condemn him for the same things that we didn't condemn Barack Obama for, or Biden. I mean, I've heard you say on this live that civilians in Iran are dying, but Barack Obama killed multiple civilians with drone strikes as well.
Yeah,
So
and
you
I
condemn
criticize
Trump
that
for
as
that,
well.
but you don't condemn Obama for that.
I do.
Okay, so how can you say Trump's a bad president for that? But then I guarantee if I asked you before this, is Obama a good president, you would say yes.
I mean, I think that those are more, when I get asked that, it's more of a complicated question. It's like, you could say that some things are good, but like overall, I mean, that foreign policy is incredibly destructive, of course. Like, I would acknowledge that. So if you're referencing from an overall standpoint, yeah, I think that we'd make a distinction between, for example, domestic and foreign, and that I would say that I would heavily disagree with foreign policy there. Now, that doesn't mean that their foreign policy wasn't objectively better than what we see from the Republicans, right? Like, so, I mean, my point is that they're better. Not that it meets some ideal standard of good.
I mean, is it better considering that
Absolutely.
the drone strikes from Obama happened first, and that's what destabilized the Middle East even more than what it is.
You know that Donald Trump ramped up the drone strikes by 3 to 4 times in the Middle East?
Well,
So, like,
yeah.
this virtue signaling that you're engaging in is embarrassing.
But Obama did it first. He was the one who, like, literally...
So?
like,
Wait, George Bush did it first.
yeah,
What's your point now? What's your point now?
Sometimes the first domino falls, and then all the rest of the dominoes
so that
fall.
sounds like it started with a Republican then. Oh,
Okay, I never said that George Bush... Did you ask me about George Bush? And
well,
what I
that's a
thought about
Republican.
him?
You're talking about where it came from. You're trying to say it came
But that
from
doesn't
Obama.
mean I agree with
I
every
can say it came
Republican
from
that ever
Bush then.
existed.
What's
That
up?
doesn't mean I agree with every Republican that ever existed or ever thought that
Oh, okay,
they handled every single situation best.
Oh, okay. Wait. So can I say the same thing for Democrats? That I could disagree with Democrats?
Well, yeah, you can, but I'm just saying, like,
Wait. So can you
I've
disagree
heard
with
you say
Republicans
this,
like
but
Trump then?
do you think Obama was a good president?
Well, I don't think that he meets the ideal standard of good, or any other president would meet the ideal standard of good, but I think that they would meet a standard that is better than what we see from Republicans.
Okay, well, how can something be bad but also be a better standard? Like, okay, dude, like, but they're still all bad. So, like, you're in here being we should condemn Trump for being bad, but also all the Democratic presidents were bad too.
I think that
everything's just bad.
Democrats' domestic policy is great. It's really good.
How? There was more.
How?
There was
How?
tons
Like,
of
I
wars
think
too,
expanding the
still under
ACA expanded
Biden.
millions of people's access to health insurance in this country. Right? I think that like Kamala Harris is advocating to expand access to the child tax credit, which when implemented in 2021 reduced childhood poverty by 45% when implemented. I think that they're advocating for climate change reforms, such as the largest investment in renewable energy ever through the Inflation Reduction Act, which makes us more energy independent in relation to renewable energy production, which is going to be the future.
But Trump also supports renewable energy.
No, he doesn't. He's actually got rid of a lot of the funding for these programs. Yeah, you know, he has actually undermined that, right? Because he thinks that climate change is a hoax. The climate's going to start cooling. But you know, Donald Trump thinks the climate's going to start cooling. Science just doesn't know it yet. You know, he said that, right? I can play the clip. You want to hear it?
Wait, say it again. You said it a little fast.
Yeah, he said the climate's going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet. Do you want to hear him say that?
Okay, well, I understand that Trump sometimes just rattles off at the mouth and doesn't say like the most intelligent things.
Wait,
that definitely does.
That's not just like a
happen.
rattle out of the mouth. That's like literally delusion. Can we agree?
I mean, there's also scientists that say that there isn't as much climate change as some
99% of climate scientists indicate that climate change is caused by humans.
I think that that's a little bit like, okay, well, yeah, it's definitely mainly caused by humans. I mean, there's no other animal that freaking does what we do.
Okay, so then the point that we're making then is that Trump doesn't believe this. Trump believes the climate's going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet. That's what he said.
But what I'm saying is, yes, I agree that 99% of climate change is done by humans, but there's no way for us to prevent that unless we just shut everything off and say we don't have an economy anymore. We don't want an economy anymore. We don't want to run civilization the way we are. Like, there's no way to prevent us from changing the climate at all, Parker. And I think you know that
I'm not saying that
by also living normal lives.
I understand. I'm not saying that we're going to we're going to completely stop all of the change, right? We're already at a point where we can't stop all the change. The point that I'm making is that we got to do certain things in order to reduce the negative impacts, right? And address the needs for changing of energy over time. Because if we never do it, we're going to be in a significantly worse standpoint than given that we've actually done something to address this. Now, this is the largest investment in renewable energy ever and moves us in the right direction. Now, listen to this real quick. Take a listen to this.
Is vegetation management, but I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests, and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Okay, so he disagrees that there's significant climate change. That's what he's saying there.
He thinks the climate's going to start cooling, and science just doesn't know it yet.
I mean, the Earth does go through natural dips of hot and cold. Like, we don't technically know when the next dip of extreme cold was. There was ice ages in the past, even before humans were doing what they were doing. So,
wait, are you actually are you trying to justify this delusion right now? Are you trying to intellectually right now to try to justify the delusion?
What the environment is exactly going to do. It's all theory. It's all possibility.
What do you mean it's all theory?
So anybody can hold an opinion on it.
I mean, we do have models about the climate. Wait, hold up. What do you mean by theory? We have models about the climate, but we know that these types of impacts are real. Like, we can test them. Did you ever identify the greenhouse effect when you were in like 6th grade science class?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so then you've literally demonstrated that these things exist.
Yes, and I'm saying that
now, if you do that on an overall scale, now think about it. You do that for the overall environment. We have literally billions of human beings that are putting stuff into the air all the time that is going to cause that type of impact in this environment in the same type of way that we see it in that controlled environment. But it's because it's going to be the increase in the proportion that exists. It's going to offset, right, plenty of the other natural elements of our system that we already had. Like, there's a certain level of emissions that are held by or carbon that is held by, like, the ocean, for example, and we can get to an extreme level where it acidifies the ocean, right? Because there's too much that it's holding on to, because we offset the natural cycle. So what we're doing is we're offsetting the natural cycle from what it was not. And there are plenty of things that we know are going to happen as a result of this. But also, what you are kind of on point with it, but you don't realize, is that there are plenty of things we don't know that are going to come from this. And that's a bad thing. There are a lot of things we can't judge. We don't know whether or not it's going to be more harmful or less harmful. And that's something that we need to be able to try to prevent in the first place. And we need to, like, take some type of precautions to do that in the first place. And we shouldn't just say, let's leave it to our kids. Let's leave it to our grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should try to do something.
Okay,
you understand, actually, like, if you look at the data,
done stuff to do stuff. I mean, Trump has pushed for more nuclear reactors in the country. He has approved that. So he does support more renewable energy. He gave out tax credits for buying electric cars. Like, there was things that Trump did too.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Because I remember everybody was talking about, he's giving his buddy Elon a pat on the back.
Are you talking about his
for helping him get in office?
No, because he actually got rid of that. That's why, like, people were making fun of him, because he got rid of it. And what?
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am sure. You live in, like, an alternate reality, my guy.
Pull it up.
Thank you for the galaxy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Here, I'll look it up.
Gets rid of tax credit for EVs. You'll find it right away. Oh, here we are. Yahoo Finance, CNBC, USA Today. Even Musk called for it. That's just glazing Trump, bro. That's just glazing Trump. That's so nuts. That actually, like, harms his business. That's just so ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, but the original credit was established in 2008 under George W. Bush. So, I mean, like, that was a Republican who first implemented the tax credit.
Wait, the tax credit, I don't think it was implemented. Wait. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?
I just looked it up. I said, did Trump get rid of the EV tax credit? Who implemented it first? The original federal credit was first established in 2008 under the George W. Bush administration.
Okay.
So you're saying that, oh, Republicans are completely against it, but then there's something like this. I'm saying that I was wrong. Okay, I thought that
You know, it's
people were
funny.
talking about
You
Trump
should
giving
take a
Elon a
look
pat on the back. I swear I remember seeing this on X.
and watch this.
And
Who proportionally supported that more, Democrats or Republicans? Real question.
well, should anybody be supporting it is a better question. I mean, like, should we really be giving these businesses just money too? Like, is that really fair to like those businesses compared to other businesses? Like, I don't like. I do think Democrats probably pushed it further along, yes,
Okay.
but like,
The Democrats are the ones that are mainly
are you
advocating for
happy that
this.
Elon's pockets were lined up for like literally were stuff full because of stuff like this? Because I'm guessing you don't support Elon very much.
I don't. I mean, I would prefer it's someone else.
Yeah.
You don't. What's your point with that?
Like the point is
you
like
understand. I
you're
still
pushing
want
for
to move
something
towards
that
renewable energies.
that supports
Like,
a person that you don't like, that you
yeah,
disagree
and I don't
with.
like him because of the fact that he helped get Trump in office. Right? That's a huge reason, because he begged
And
to be on
maybe
the
he
island.
wouldn't have had the power to do that if there wasn't these tax credits that were getting pushed further and further by Democrats.
What, that he did what? What do you mean tax credits? You're being ridiculous, dude. The tax credits are not what caused Elon Musk to be able to like buy out Trump's campaign. I don't know what you're talking about.
He had the type of money to be in
Okay.
a place of power
Hey, dude,
because of Tesla.
Can you stop being ridiculous? We need these things in order to be able to change towards better types of energy production and usage that are better for our environment and us in maintaining and living within our environment. You know that, right?
I think yes, but I also think that the United States has changed a lot since like the 60s on this stuff. And it's been through multiple different administrations of both parties. And the thing is that it's not
you know,
all
Trump
on
thinks
us
the
to-
climate's
it's-
going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet. I don't care if another Republican administration did yippity doo dah. I'm asking you right now, why do you support Donald Trump even though he actively denies science?
Because at the end of the day, it's not on all the United States to change. The United States has changed a lot. China hasn't changed a lot. Our competitors haven't changed a lot. They still don't care what they put into the environment. They care about how to make
What do you
more money.
mean? What do you
So
mean?
they're on
China's
top.
actually literally doing things to actually address the environment and try to reduce carbon emissions. You know that, right?
I'm sure,
they've
and I'm
literally
glad
said
that you
they're
support
they've,
all the news that comes out of communist China. I'm glad you do that, Parker. That's really cool.
I don't. That's not my position. But
Yeah,
we can actually
exactly.
see information substantiating that.
Okay, and how much of that? How much have they done compared to us? I guarantee it's probably very little.
How much have they done? I think that, well, I mean, I think that them addressing it at least addresses the people's concerns that are saying, like, oh, they're not addressing it at all. They haven't done as much as us. Well, that's not because of people like Trump. We're doing less because of Trump. You know that, right?
Well, China's catching up, so we have to do what we got to do to stay
yeah,
on top.
That doesn't mean, yeah, and we're not doing that when we don't invest in renewables. We're not doing that when we make our economy not as good as what it would be in terms of the growth pattern under a Democratic administration if we didn't have tariffs imposed, if we didn't go to war with Iran, right? We'd be in significantly better conditions for growth. So you know what's causing you know what's causing wait, hold on, let me pause real quick. You know what's causing China to get closer to our size in GDP? Republican administrations.
Well, that's
because
not true.
you guys are so bad with the economy, and you guys make the growth rate worse off every single time you get in office, right? We have to come back, and then we're trying to gain back everything that you guys lost and pulled us back on in your administration every single time. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's not true because China's GDP has come to a grinding halt since being placed on tariffs. And I think you know that's true. They've been stuck at 14 trillion now for like years.
What's your source? They are not 14 trillion. Right? I just want to leave them. They're well above that. Look up China GDP. Are you going to say, like, oh, I don't trust any of the numbers. I'm only going to trust the numbers that I come up and pull out right out of my ass, actually.
Well, actually, I mean, there is stuff on that, too, that like the stuff that comes out of China, that their GDP
in 2024,
is
they were
inflated.
18.4 trillion. 18.74 trillion.
And like, let's look at the rate. So they grew from
their economy is literally growing at a faster rate than ours.
5,
You know that, right?
Okay, but they've been at since let's see, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. So they've been growing like yes, they're still growing, Parker. Like I get it, but but also at the same time, like there is stuff that has done like basically the lights in China, like they look down in the night and they're like tiny inflates
Dude, you're just
GDP.
coping. Stop. You're just coping right now. You're just coping right now. Can you just address the points? And also, let me ask you this
What?
question.
What do you want me to address?
Why do Democratic areas in the United States have significantly better economies than Republican areas in the U.S.?
There's also areas that are run by Democrats in those areas that are some of the worst economic areas.
Name one
in
big
the United
Republican
States.
city in the U.S. that's doing
Okay,
really good
one big
economically.
Republican city.
Yeah. Do you even know any off the top of your head?
There's not many, no. Like that's the thing. Like there's not a big one.
Just
but
name
I
a
do
single
know,
big Republican city.
But there's also, let's think about something like Chicago, where there's
Wait,
some
hold
of
on,
the
hold
worst
up. Don't
poverty
pivot.
in the whole
Don't pivot and
country.
bring up something else. I'm asking you one big Republican economy and city.
But cities aren't Republican. Most of them aren't.
Oh, why not?
Because I don't know. I don't know all the like. There's probably that's just where I don't know. I really don't know why they're more liberal than rural areas. I don't know why rural is more Republican than cities. Can you enlighten
So
me?
you're saying all the Democratic areas tend to have the biggest economies, and all the Republican areas tend to have smaller economies.
Well, they have smaller economies because there's just less people there.
Yeah, why are there less people there?
Because like there's more farms. People prefer to live that way. They
Less
prefer
people
to
want to
live
live
out
there.
in the.
Right?
Well, that's not true that less people want to live there.
It is absolutely true that less people want to live there. That's like a fact.
I personally enjoy
more people live in the cities because more people want to live in the
Okay.
cities. That's like an objective fact. Okay,
How
why
many-
do people
let's
want to
look-
live in the cities to a greater extent? Because there's greater access to jobs, greater access to education, greater access to amenities that can lead to social mobility and making your life better off. And you know what? It's crazy. They tend to be Democratic areas. So then, like, my point is that, like, why do you think that Republicans are good for the economy when practically all data indicates otherwise? Not only the data we see on a literal local and state level, right, but also we can point to in terms of the governmental federal policy and compare Trump's administration's policy to Harris's administration's policy and see that Harris's administration's policy would have led to better GDP growth, better real median wage growth. It would have led to less unemployment. It would have led to more job growth. Why? Because we wouldn't have imposed the tariffs, which have caused consumer prices to go up and disenfranchised working class people. We wouldn't have specifically imposed this war with Iran, which has caused a destabilization of the level of oil in our country because we're sending our oil to other countries around the world. They're not spending it here on American citizens to reduce the oil prices here, which is inevitably also, because of the global scale, going to lead to higher prices for goods, which negatively impacts the GDP here in this country. So GDP growth is worse off because Trump got in office. Real median wage growth is worse off since Trump got in office, right? And it seems like they've got nothing to address these conditions. And it seems like Democrats are the ones that would have prevented this.
I mean, you can say that, but at times too, though, like there's been clips where Obama said we have to go to war with Iran. Hillary said it. Who else? Nancy Pelosi. Like these are Democrats who have said this stuff too, but they didn't have the balls to do it because they knew this would happen. Yes. But like at the end of the day, they also realized that at some point somebody's got to do it.
Got to do what?
Go to war with Iran.
Okay, no.
Yes, there is clips. Look up Obama saying like we have to go to a war with Iran.
No, that's not what he said.
Look up
Actually,
Hillary
he did not say that. He's the one who established the JCPOA, which prevented us from going to war with Iran. And by the way, he said he got the exact same sort of spiel from Netanyahu about going to war with Iran, and he said no.
Let's look it up. Because I will send you.
And that every single president was told this by Netanyahu for like the past 30 years. And Trump was just dumb enough to believe him. Yeah, that's really what it is. To be totally honest with you, that's what happened. They did it with Joe Biden. They did it with Barack Obama. They did it with literally everyone. And everyone said no. And who was dumb enough to believe him? Trump.
So he did say, he said, do what we must. In 2012, Obama said the United States will do what we must to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons.
That's what the JCPOA is.
Okay, but what happens if that didn't work? Then if we're going to do everything we could to stop this.
I just want to clarify. You can prevent them from getting nukes without going to war. Like, for example, with Midnight Hammer, right? That didn't go to war.
Well, didn't the JCPA, right? Didn't that take the sanctions off of Iran, giving them more money?
So yes, the JCPOA did take sanctions off of Iran. That's in order to get the deal done in the first place, which unfreezes their assets that we froze.
Okay, and then they instantly use those assets to
their own assets, yeah.
to make enriched uranium. Yeah,
No, they
that's a
weren't
good
enriching.
idea.
They
That's
weren't.
a, no,
They weren't
that's a
enriching
failure.
uranium.
If he would have just not made a deal at
They
all,
weren't
he would have been
enriching
in a good
uranium.
place.
Listen, they weren't enriching uranium because we had surveillance over their nuclear enrichment facilities. Oh, look, you know what's crazy? You just got a misinformation flag.
For what?
Misinformation, bro. You got a 10-minute flag for misinformation. Let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We were just looking for debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. That was hilarious timing. That was pretty hilarious timing. It must have been for something else. I can't. That was just really, really funny timing. I don't know.